Yeah, I had to finish. I gotta finish reading this. I can't just stop right there. So I had to go ahead and finish. So I'm gonna pick Mark chapter 13 verse. Pick it up at verse 12. Brother will betray brother to death. Fathers will Fathers will betray their own children, and children will rise against their parents and cause them to be killed. And everyone will hate you because of your allegiance to me. But But those who endure to the end will be saved. The time will come when you will see the sacrilegious object that causes desecration standing where it should not be. Reader, pay attention! Exclamation point. Then those in Judea must flee to the hills. A person outside the house must not go back into the house to pack. And y'all know why? Because this is in Israel. This is where the temple of God is. So he's gonna be driving people out once he breaks that peace treaty. After the first 3.5 years, he gonna first he's gonna be out trying to be all peace to act like he all good, and then he gonna break that peace treaty after them 3.5 years of his rulership. With the one group world government and everybody trusting and believing in him, the people of the world. And then he's gonna turn around and persecute these people, in Judea. That's why he's telling them to that's why God is warning them, don't even go back, man, because if you do, you're gone. He's persecuting anybody coming in this holy city that ain't down with him. A person in the field must not return even to get a coat. How terrible it will be for pregnant women and for mothers nursing their babies in those days. And pray that your flight will not be in the winter, for those will be days of greater horror than at any time since God created the world. And it will never happen again. In fact, unless the Lord shortens that time of calamity, the entire human race will be destroyed. But for the sake of his chosen ones, he has shortened those days. And then if anyone tells you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, don't pay any attention. And mind you, I told you in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, it says that the day of the Lord will not be present. It will not come until the man of lawlessness, this sacrilegious object that this is talking about, the Antichrist, until he's revealed and puts himself in the temple of God. That's the only time that the Lord will come. That's when the Lord will come back. Well, that's the marker, saying until he's revealed, till the Antichrist is revealed to the world, that will be the marker of when the Lord's day will come, when he'll come back and get his people. Let me see here. And so what they're telling you is, don't be deceived by somebody telling you that Jesus is in the desert or Jesus is here on earth walking amongst us, ready to save us, because he's gonna come just as lightning strikes in the sky, strikes from east. You can see it from the east to the west. Same with Jesus. You're going to be able to see him all across the world. He's going to be bigger than the moon. He's going to be bigger than all that. He's going to come on the clouds with the angels. He's going to come and he's going to get it. So they're going to talk about it in just a second. And so here it is. Then if anyone tells you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, don't pay any attention. For false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform miraculous signs and wonders so as to deceive, if possible, even God's chosen ones. Watch out. I have warned you. At that time, after those horrible days end. Now, we've been talking about the beginning of horrors, right? Now we done got to the horrible days ending. You understand? We started over here. We started in the first beginning when he's talking in verse 5. We're talking about the beginning of the horrors, and now we're getting to the end of the horrors right here, right? So let's see what happens at the end of the horrors. So that means that we're a part of the beginning of the horrors. So during this time of the horrors, we'll still be here. And then there will be a marker time of the end of these horrible days. And at the end of these horrible days, mark you. All right, here we go. At the end of these horrible days, the sun will be darkened. The moon will not give light. The stars will fall from the sky. And the powers of heaven will be shaken. And of course, we've heard plenty of times about the December 21st, 2012, whatever, 12th, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But whenever it's supposed to happen. But we've heard quite a bit about the December 2012 thing, you know what I'm saying? Basically talking the same stuff that this is describing, because it's talking about a change in the atmosphere, a calamity, you know what I'm saying, of events in the sky, a whole bunch of problems coming in the sky. You know, the heavens, pretty much the heavens falling, so, you know, something like that. And the moon is supposed to be eclipses. It's supposed to be it's like an eclipse of the sun and the moon. And so that's two right here. The sun will be darkened. The moon will not get light. That's two eclipses. And then stars will fall from the sky. That could be comets, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't know. And the powers of heaven will be shaken. Tell you, just like my December 12, 2012 dream. It start moon. First sign you see is the moon start shaking like that, turning red. So then everyone will see the Son of Man. Then everyone will see. So look, we done got past the horror. We was at the beginning of the horrors in verse 5. Then we get down all the way down to verse 24, and then we're at the end of these horrible days that we discussed at the beginning. And then we see signs in the sky, and then we're about to see where everyone in this time that went through those horrors, everyone will see the Son of Man arrive on the clouds with great power and glory. And he will send forth his angels to gather together his chosen ones from all over the world. All right, so this would be, my friend, would be the rapture. Has to be. Because he says he will gather. So that means that society, mind you, it's like Noah. Like Noah's time. People going to be getting married, going to be having a good time, all that until the calamity starts, till you would say the flood. It could be equal to the flood because it's on a worldwide destruction scale like that. You know, so and we have to get on the boat, which is Jesus now. And so he will send forth his angels. So this is definitely the rapture, you know what I'm saying? Because he's all over the world. He's picking up from the furthest ends of earth and heaven, because there is a heavenly realm also. And that's where because you're going to get people first, the people that's in the grave going to be risen up. And then the people who are still on the earth, that are still alive, they will be risen up, taken in the air. I guess in Thessalonians, read Thessalonians, taken in the air to meet our Lord. And so that's what's going to happen, you know. So that's the rapture. Then, now learn a lesson from the fig tree. Now he's going to give you a parable, or you know what I'm saying, something to read a little deeper into, or to get a comparison of the times. So he's about to tell you. Now learn a lesson from the fig tree. When its buds become tender and its leaves begin to sprout, you know without being told that summer is near. Just so, when you see the events I've described beginning to happen, you can be sure that his return is very near, right at the door. So we already seeing the beginning of the horrors. So we can take this also and say, be sure that his return is very near, right at the door. Now, when we see the signs and the sun being darkened, the moon not giving light, and the heavens being shaken and all that stuff, then we can really say, hey, man, he is right at the door. We don't know exactly when he's coming, but he's right at the door. And so I assure you, this generation, us, we in the beginning of it, so it has to be us. We're the generation. We are the generation that he's talking about. I assure you, this generation, which I just said, we are that. If we are in the beginning of the horrors, this is that generation. We are them. This generation will not pass from the scene until all these events have taken place. All of them. The moon being darkened, the sun being darkened, the moon not giving light, the heavens being shaken, all that stuff, false prophets, the earthquakes in many parts of the earth, wars against wars, kingdom against kingdoms, sin running rampant, all that stuff. It will not take place until this generation that's experiencing this will not pass away from the scene, will not be raptured until all these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will disappear, but my words will remain forever. However, no one knows the day or the hour when these things will happen, not even the angels in heaven or the Son himself. Only the Father knows, and since you don't know when they will happen, stay alert and keep watch. The coming of the Son of Man can be compared with that of a man who left home to go on a trip. He gave each of his employees instructions about the work they were to do, and he told the gatekeeper to watch for his return. So keep a sharp lookout, for you do not know when the homeowner will